Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. As you have seen, today I have selected topic helping children through change. In my last video, you remember that I have done our children needs help, and the topic I had given was helping our children. I hope that you have liked that video. Today, because only pointing out these things that our children need help, teachers also say my student need help. How? And what are the reasons why we say this thing that children need help? आखिर हमें इसकी ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ती है? और अगर हमें ज़रूरत पड़ती है कि हम समझते हैं हमारे बच्चे को हमारी मदद की ज़रूरत है, तो why we are always taking normal ways, slap a child, shout at the child, or do some tricks, some emotional tricks or something like that. But the main thing is, why not bring some change in our own tricks? If we find the problem of our child, then why solving it through a normal way? Why not we should bring a new style, a new change? We should think, हम पार्टी में जाते हैं, हम बड़ी प्लानिंग्स करते हैं. हम कोई बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रहे होते हैं तो हम बड़ी प्लानिंग्स करते हैं. Even when females, ladies, they are doing some changes in their house, they plan for that. So why we should not plan for our children that how to bring change in their life? So if our child, if our student needs help, then helping them through change. So let's start the lecture, helping our children through change. Helping children through change. So remember that this quotation, look at this quotation very carefully. Children are like wet cement. Whatever falls on them makes an impression. Now when I say this thing, when we read this quotation, what it says basically, when you put your foot on a wet cement, what will happen? That wet cement will capture your foot on it, and sometimes it happens permanently. You have seen on roads even that some places are little disbalanced because somebody has walked on it or a car has moved on it on a wet cement. So same, children are like that wet cement. Whatever falls on them, now what falls in them? Our behavior, our wordings, whatever we speak, child learns. So therefore, whatever we do, child will copy that. He is a big imitator, So whatever falls on them, they will keep that in their mind, and it will become an impression as the foot has made impression on the wet cement. So first we will keep this quotation in our mind, and then we will start the lecture further. Be sensitive. Be sensitive to their reactions. Sometimes it happens that we find a change, we notice a change in their behavior. Sometimes they get positive, and mainly majority of the time they become negative. So if a positive child is becoming negative, their behavior is changing. Or if a negative child, someday they started respecting teachers or parents, a change in behavior is, then try to find out yourself. Or if you're a teacher, then ask their parents that what happened in the child's life. There might be some problem. As a teacher, I have found many times that one of my students who is very good at studies, but I found that day by day he is getting weaker in studies. Day by day he is, first he was not showing angry behavior, but now he is, day by day I found that he is changing. The behavior is changing and he is becoming angry. So what is the reason behind it? And when I found, then majority of the time there was some problem at the house. Similarly, parents will do the same thing. If you will find that there is a change in the behavior of your child, then find out what has happened to that child. We start shouting on the reaction. We start shouting on them. We start beating them. We will not find the result that why this thing is happening. So we have to be sensitive. We have to be sensitive with the reaction of our children. That is very important. Let them ask. Give them time. Some teachers, they never give time to students because they have to complete their syllabus. They don't have time. If child want to say something, they say, oh, fine, sit down, sit down. Same happens in class. I have heard from many mothers and fathers in parent-teacher meeting, ये बोलता बहुत है. Or you are lucky that this child speak too much. If child will not speak, how will you know that what child has inside him? So the child may be, because we think that child is a youngster, but that child is mature according to his or her age. He has emotions. He is always ready to tell you what he feels about the changes in life. Because when you change something at house or some change comes in school, that child emotionally feels that. So this needs great courage. When somebody is ready to tell you about his or her emotions, this needs great courage. So let them talk. Don't discourage them. Just put it on you. खुद अपने बारे में सोचिए. आपको अपना इमोशन दूसरे को बताने के लिए कितनी करेज की जरूरत पड़ती है. So if a child is ready to tell you about his or her emotions, then please let them talk. Be sympathetic. Show sympathy. Because in black writing you say, what written is there? Child may have a negative reaction. Sometimes it happens that your child starts shouting on something. So at that time, be sympathetic to their emotional and psychological needs. Maybe there is some psychological disturbance or there is some emotional problem in that child. So if you will understand that, it means you are helping your child. So be sympathetic to that. This is very, very important, because what we do is, whenever child show a negative reaction, what we do, we start shouting at that child, we start beating that child. We never think that emotionally there is some problem, or maybe psychologically there is some problem. Parent-teacher meeting, whenever as a teacher I have told some parents that, sir, there is some psychological problem because your child has showing negative reaction. Then you know what parents used to say? They say, क्या मेरा बच्चा special child है? क्या मेरे बच्चे में कोई ऐसी दिमागी problem है? So I always beat my head. I say, sir, you are taking it negatively. Psychological problem doesn't mean that your child is abnormal. Emotionally, because child is in the age when he can't take decision like us, like elders. So there is some emotional problem or some psychological problem. We need to understand that as a teacher and as a parent. Give reassurance. Reassurance, if child is becoming negative, so assure them that, beta, this time is hard, but this time will change. As a teacher, you will say, beta, this chapter is hard for you, but the time will change. The next chapter will come, and very soon the time will change and you will understand everything. You will start learning. A positive time is coming, a good time is coming. So assure them that there will be a change in this problem. Of course, you cannot guarantee that child that life will be marvelous for you. Assure them that they will be happy with the new arrangement as they were before. Now, new arrangement, sometimes it happens that student has got examination, or at that time parents are changing the house. They are moving from one house to another. That new arrangement, moving to a new environment, that will be disturbing for child. or maybe you have shifted to a new area and you are changing school of that child. So at that time what will happen, that he or she will lose all the students, loving teachers. So what will happen, that tell them that this arrangement is difficult for you, but time will change, beta, you will find new friends. So that child need your assurance at that time. Similarly in school, if even child in school, children are so attached with their own classroom, and sometimes it happens that management decide this thing, that class 6 will go in class 4 and class 4 will shift in class 6. It happens sometimes according to needs of the admissions and all these things, school policies. So at that time the child get disturbed. So these are the example I am giving you. So assure that child that new classroom will be much better for you. So when you cannot guarantee your child that life is marvelous, life will become marvelous, then remember one thing. I have watched one movie, in that I have listened one sentence. One of the senior teacher, as a mother, she told her daughter that beta मैं तुम्हें सब कुछ सिखाया, तुम्हें हारना ना सिखा सकी. This is what the problem is. हम अपने बच्चे को हारना नहीं सिखाते. Parents and teachers, first आना है. You have to stand first. Win करना है. And when child loses, उसे ये भी तो सिखाएं कि जब हार जाओगे तो life will change. A change will come in your life. Never mind. And again I will repeat my words, that when you lose, when you commit a mistake, it means that you are learning something. So give reassurance to your children. This is very important. What child demands from you, from teachers and from students? Look at this room. Child demands love and care from you. Give them your best. Remember, teachers and parents, that what child basically, either he is showing negative behavior or he is very loving to you. Why this positive and negative reactions coming from that child to you is that that child demands love and care from you. And remember that if we love our students, if we love our children, then we have to give them the best. Prepare in advance. Now, if possible for you, in this point I am telling you, if possible, a young child likes to have advance notice of changes in their lives. Like I told you, that you are changing your house, or even your child has got his independent room in house and your uncle is coming from somewhere and you want that person to stay in his or her room for few days. Then what? Tell them in advance. If in school you have to change the classroom, or if in school you want to change the building, tell them in advance. This is just example. There are many cases like this. They prefer not to have new arrangement sprung on them at the last minute. That at the last moment we just force them that, come on, this changes, we have to do. And early warning gives them time to adjust. They will shout for a minute, they will discuss, they will do some arguments, but you have days to tell them, to motivate them that beta, this change will be better for you. So if possible, prepare your child in advance for the changes in life. This is very important. Then answer the questions. Always be ready to answer them. Teacher, sometimes it happens that student asks question or teacher, फजूल question करते हो, तुम disturb कर रहे हो मुझे. And parents, I have seen mothers, कितना बोलते हो, चुप करके नहीं बैठ सकते, मेरा ड्रामा डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है. You know what? Be ready to answer them. What do you mean by fuzul question? If your student is doing fuzul question, or if your child is doing fuzul question, then I must say that you are not a role model, you are not a good parent. Because वो फजूल काम हमने किया, उस सीमेंट पे अटैच हो गया वो फजूल काम. So child will ask a lot of questions about the changing in their lives and about the people involved. लोगों के बारे में जानना चाहेगा, environment के बारे में जानना चाहेगा. आप उसे be ready to answer those questions. Answer them as honestly and as clearly as you can. Never hide something from your child. Tell them that, beta, this is happening because of this reason. If you do not have answer, then accept that. I will tell you a very good example. The last sentence I said, if you do not have answer, accept that. One of my student of class 4th, many years back, I was teaching them social studies. Actually, I'm not a teacher of social studies. I always taught O levels and A levels, bio and English. That day, teacher was missing, and ma'am told me to go to 4th class and take a substitution of that teacher. So first time I went to that class, one very excellent student, Amir, was there, and I was taking Aziz Bhatti. And in the bracket it was written Martyr, M-A-R-T-Y-R. And Martyr means Shaheed. That child asked me, sir, what is the meaning of Martyr? Believe me, at that time my mind got blank, and I knew that I know the answer of this, I know the meaning of this word, but I got blank. You know what I did? I said, beta, mujhe nahi aata, tomorrow I will tell you. So if you do not have answer, accept that. Now, that child went home. Next day, parents came to school. And my principal called me in office in front of the parents. And they said, my principal said, Mr. Javed, what is the meaning of martyr? I said, sir, Shaheed, the person who dies for his country, for his religion. So, that father said, sir, yesterday what meaning you told to my child? I said, sir, I accepted that. I don't know the answer because at that time my mind got blank, and I was not remembering the answer at that time, so I accepted in front of his child. So principal shouted at me, Sir Javed, you are such a nice teacher and you don't know the meaning of this word. Father also shouted, and then I asked them one question. I said, just tell me, sir, if I would have told your son that martyr means good man, polite man, decent man, that 4th class student will accept it. That yes, martyr means good man. And when he will go home and you will ask what is the meaning of martyr, he will say, good man. Who told you? Sir Javed told me. So isn't it better that in place of wrong, I have accepted the right answer? You know what? That father stood and he said, you are a good teacher. Because this is the thing. So parents and teacher, please always be ready to them. If you don't know the answer, please accept it. Practical strategies. Now we come to practical strategies. Identify them. Tell them, because they need your explanation. By life changes, a child loses some control over their lives. Naturally, the room changed. He has got some control over there, and now he has to get attachment to a new thing, new environment, new friends, new teachers. Now, what will happen? That control has lost. So help them to regain that feeling of being in charge by giving them practical strategies. Now, tell them that, beta, now you will move on this way, now you will do this thing. I have seen many of the parents, when they say, वो teacher मुझे अच्छी नहीं लगती, तो कहते हैं हाँ वो तो है ही बुरी. Even वो अंकल अच्छे नहीं है, हाँ बेटा वो तो है ही ऐसे. No, tell them that you are helping them to regain the feeling of being in charge. You will tell them, beta, if the person is not good, you have to be good. Now, example, for example, if they are anxious about moving house, help them to plan the organization of the new classroom. If they are moving from one classroom to another, teacher will start explaining, come on, let's plan what we will do in the new classroom, how we will decorate it. You know, in that room we have cupboard also. You know, in that room the color is very beautiful. The walls are so neat and clean. The whiteboard is so big. Similarly, if you are moving house, you can tell them that, beta, you will get a room over there, independent room. We have got a lawn over there. So, what you are going to do is that help them to plan the organization of their new house or new classroom. Small changes. Introduce them. Now, sometimes it happens that at house or in school, we do some changes and we say, इतनी छोटी सी बात है, बच्चे को बताने की क्या ज़रूरत? No, we have to. They learn through experiences. Introduce small routine changes. Beta, we have done this change. You know why we have done this? First wait for their answer. First wait for their answer and then tell them, beta, this is the reason that we have made this small change. Because this small change, if you will not understand this change, this will make a big change in your life. For example, by varying the number of staff who reads the morning story, it means that if a teacher, school is changing a teacher, that before time, tell your student that Miss Aisha is going to class 4 and class 3 teacher is now coming to you. Why? Because these are the reasons. So beforehand, because suddenly when the teacher will change, then that is a small change for management, but not a small change for your student. Maintain balance. Tolerance has limits. Now, मैं हमेशा ये हमारे पंजाब में अमूमन पूरे पाकिस्तान में हमने देखा, मार नहीं प्यार. Suddenly this change came, and you know what happened? This tolerance was over limit. हमने एकदम से इस tolerance को इतना ज़्यादा बढ़ाया that student got out of our hands. So too much change all at once will unsettle them. आप बहुत ज़्यादा changes करोगे तो एकदम से उसके लिए नई चीज़ होगी और that will be problem for that child. It is important therefore to maintain stability and routine in the setting. Stability and routine is very important. Move slowly if you are bringing changes, because you have to maintain the balance of the life of your child, the life of your student. So if routine is changing, then that setting should be slow with steps, because they are experiencing major changes in their young life. From childhood, they are now coming in young age. So they have their own wishes and wills. So maintain balance and tolerate. When you are tolerating some child, then it should have some limits. Very good that nowadays we say teacher is a friend. But remember, teacher is a friend, but student is not allowed to put an arm on the shoulder of a teacher. Please keep this thing in your mind. Monitor progress. We have to keep a close eye. पुराने लोग कहते थे खिलाओ सोने का निवाला रखो शेर की नजर. This is a keeping a close eye. Reaction to change may be delayed. So keep a close eye on a child, even if they seem fine initially. If you think your child is very perfect, your child is very obedient, your child moved to school very intentionally, very with interest, he's going to school, he's studying with interest, even then you have to keep a close eye on your child. A month or two may pass before the emotional impact of the change start to take effect on them. You don't know when a negative impact will come on that child and affect the behavior of that child. So you have to keep a close eye, you have to watch your child activity, you have to watch your students' activity. For this, I give example to teachers. I always ask questions whenever I go for training session in some school. I always ask teachers during training session that which is the biggest room in your school. So some say, sir, this hall where we are sitting, this is the biggest room, or sir, our laboratory is the biggest room. I said, no, the biggest room of your school is your playground, where students go for recess. That is also a room, a biggest playground. Because every negative thing, every positive thing, every planning they will do over there. So you have to keep a close eye. Therefore, you know, in schools, you have got duties, break time duties, that you have to watch students very carefully. Now, in the beginning, I said what child demand, love and care. Look at this 3-year-old boy. What he's saying? He said, I am not built to sit still. मैं इसलिए नहीं बनाया गया कि मैं आराम से बैठ जाऊं. Keep my hands to myself. My hands are not for this, that I will touch me, myself only, not the things and surrounding environment. Take turns, be patient, stand in line. Teachers and parents always used to say this thing. Wait for your turn, be patient, don't shout, move in a line, all these things, or keep quiet. So I am not here to listen these things. I need motion, I need novelty, I need adventure. Child loves to be in motion all the time. He loves to do novelty, new things. He loves adventure, to do some new. creative thing. And I need to engage the world with my whole body. I want to touch everything, I want to play, so let me play. This is what the demand of the child is. And I always tell teachers and parents that please don't prepare the path for the child. Prepare the child for the path. वो पेरेंट्स जो अपने बच्चे को उंगली पकड़ के हाय हाय एक मिनट पत्थर इसके ऊपर नहीं चढ़ना गिर जाओगे, ओ गॉड स्लाइड पे, अल्लाह मेरा बच्चा स्लाइड पे गया, गिर जाएगा, फिसल जाएगा. प्लीज let them do their work themselves, guide them, take care of them, but don't prepare the path for your child. Don't prepare your child every path, every hurdle. Don't remove every hurdle from your child's life. Let the child do it himself or herself. And if you will prepare the path for your child, then you know what you are doing, you are spoiling your child. So prepare the child for that path. बेटा ये problems हैं life में, आपको cover करनी है. You have to face it. Thank you for listening. I hope that this will bring a great change in your life if you will work according to or if you will implement all the changes that I have told you. Helping children through change. So you have watched this video and I hope and I expect, पूरी उम्मीद करता हूँ that you all will work, all teachers and parents, for the benefit of your child. You have to work according to these lines, and hopefully, inshallah, by the grace of Allah, I hope that if we teachers and the parents, we both will work according to the plans that I have given you, the ideas that I have shared with you, if we will work with that, our children, you will find 100% change in your child and in your students. So with best wishes, thank you very much for listening and watching this video, and I hope that you will spread education, you will tell your neighbors, your parents, your relatives, and plus your friends and all your contacts number you have in your mobile, that please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for videos like these. इस तरह की बेशुमार वीडियोज़ हैं जो आप वेट कर रही हैं, और फॉर दैट आप सब्सक्राइब करेंगे चैनल, दैट विल बी हेल्प फॉर मी, और अपनी हेल्प ये करेंगे कि बेल आइकन प्रेस करेंगे ताकि जैसे कोई वीडियो आए तो आपको उसका इंटीमेशन मिल जाए यूट्यूब के ज़रिए. सो विद बेस्ट ऑफ लक, थैंक यू वेरी मच, लव यू ऑल एंड टेक केयर.